Tales of the Oppressed by Terran34. Book 3, To Canterlot. Chapter 22, To Canterlot. Suddenly, I can't breathe. I wake with a start, jerking up in bed, gasping in lungfuls of air. I hear the sound of some pony laughing. Judging by how raucous it is, it can only be. "Rainbow, what the fuck did you do?" I demand, and then I realize she's in my room. "And why are you in my room again?" "You were sleeping so peacefully. I had to ruin it," Rainbow explained, after she's finished laughing at my reaction. "I just quietly, stealthily pinched your nose." "You bitch! I'll get you for that. Just you wait," I retort, already devising several ways in which I could prank her back. Seriously, pinching someone's nose while they sleep? What a juvenile prank. Then again, I don't know what I expected, seeing as she's the one who suggested that dumping a bucket of water on some pony's head was a decent prank. "Now, tell me why you're in my room?" Because we're leaving. Would you rather I left you behind, sleepyhead?" Rainbow shoots back, tugging at my arm. "It's morning already? That went by way too fast," I groan, looking out the window to see that the sun is indeed rising. I shake Rainbow's hooves off my arm and get up, only to realize that I'm only wearing my boxers. Rainbow apparently notices as well, much to my horror. "So that's what you look like without all those," Rainbow begins, but then I shut her up by tossing my pillow at her face, even as the heat rises in my own face. "Get the fuck out so I can get dressed," I scream, mortified. How could I have fucking forgotten? Thank God these boxers don't have that hole in the crotch. Thank God. Alright, I'm going, sheesh. Rainbow placates me, stepping out of the room. "Are all humans so touchy about their bodies?" Yeah, because humans don't parade around naked like you ponies do." I snap at her from behind a closed door, pulling on my winter outfit again. The rest of my clothes are packed in the set of saddlebags, courtesy of Vinyl. I'll be carrying those around until I reach the hotel or wherever the hell we're going to be staying while in Canterlot. Vinyl never really elaborated on that. "Why not? It's the best! Feeling that wind rushing through your fur while you fly? No feeling can compare," Rainbow exults. God, I can't really fault her for being ignorant, but this is getting awkward. "Because... no, you know what? I don't want to talk about this," I say bitterly, grabbing the saddlebags as well as my rifle. I open the door and join Rainbow out in the hall. She's wearing a set of saddlebags as well, though what's in them is anyone's guess. "You're such a prude, Seth. You're like Rarity," Rainbow teases me. Now that we're together, we descend the stairs to find that Vinyl has already made breakfast, if the smell from the kitchen is anything to go by. And sweet Jesus, it smells like eggs. "Excuse me for clinging to my race's sense of propriety," I retort. The two of us walking into the kitchen. The table is already set and everything, with the plates set out and the food divided between three of us. "I thought you didn't like your race," Rainbow points out smugly. "Semantics." "Good morning. Seems like you two are having fun," Vinyl comments, placing the pan she was washing back in the cupboard. "Morning, Vinyl." "Oh, you made eggs? Awesome," Rainbow replies, and then she promptly plonks her ass down on one of the seats, ravenously tearing into the food. Vinyl chuckles at her enthusiasm. "Try not to eat too fast, or you'll choke," she warns her friend. I join Rainbow at the table as well, the smell from the food making my mouth water. Once we're all sitting down and eating, I decide that now's a good time to get some information. "So, what exactly is the plan for today? Besides the obvious, of course." "Who knows? I think we should just..." Rainbow takes a moment to lift her wings. "Wing it. Eh? Get it?" "Ha ha! Ha ha ha!" is my unamused response. That pun is terrible. No, seriously, I don't like the idea of going into that city blind. "Yeah, okay, I guess I can come up with something," Vinyl says. So, she didn't actually have an itinerary or anything. I should have known. "Yeah, I got it. So here's the plan." Vinyl pulls something out of her saddlebags, and then slaps them on the table. Looking closely, I discern 3 blue tickets with the image of a locomotive engine on it. Okay, so we're going by train. And I don't think I've ever been on a train in my life. Not even the damn MARTA. "So after breakfast, we're headed to Canterlot by train, and then once we get there, I gotta see Erratic and get things settled," Vinyl begins, her expression letting me know she's making this up on the spot. "Then, I guess we do whatever until it's time for my show." "Where are you going to keep your stuff until the show? More importantly, what about sleeping arrangements? I assume this is going to be an overnight thing?" I point out. Vinyl blinks. Did she really not think about any of this? I think we can find a cheap hotel or something." Vinyl trails off. "Uh-huh. A cheap hotel. In the capital city of Equestria. Cute," is my overly sarcastic response. "It can't be that bad," Rainbow rejoins, shrugging. "We have tons of choices. I mean, I'd like to think I have some pull with the princesses. because of the whole Nightmare Moon and Discord thing. We could always ask them for lodging. Oh yeah, I forgot you were a part of that, Vano gasps. It would be sweet if we could get a royal suite. I don't know about that, but it's worth a shot, right? Rainbow says optimistically. Yeah, that aside, I heard something worth mentioning. Hold up. Discord? What did you have to do with that reality shifting, motherfucker? I ask. The way she's speaking, it sounds like she's met Discord, which I'd really like to know about. Oh, you haven't heard? Rainbow and her friends saved Equestria from Discord about a month or two ago. Vanel informs me, as if it's no big deal. My hand hits the table in shock and disbelief. What? I thought he was sealed over 1,000 years ago, I exclaim. How could that have happened a few months ago? It's a long story. I'm not too proud of it either. I'll tell you on the way there if you're interested, Rainbow admits. Yeah, I do want to hear this, I affirm. I mean, Rainbow here not bragging about something she's done? Rather out of character for her. That aside, let's not do a royal suite. If we can't pay for it ourselves, I don't want to do it. Not this again, Vanel groans, face hoofing. I shoot her a glare in response. The princess actually offered you a royal suite already, but you're too stubborn to take it. Stubborn? Fuck you. I told you why I turned that down. Same thing goes here. I snap back at her. Rainbow looks between us confused. The princess offered you a suite? When did this happen? Rainbow questions cluelessly. Just 3 or so days ago, Vanel relates. This guy gets a letter from the princess, asking him to come visit her. He didn't even reply. He tried to burn the letter. What? You didn't take that offer? Why not? I'd give up almost anything for a free stay at the castle, Rainbow demands. All of this gets me frustrated. Shut up about the damn letter. I don't have to explain myself to any of you. The point is, I'm not going to rely on the goodwill of royalty. Find some place else for us to stay, I yell at them. Rainbow looks like she's going to protest, but she stops and takes a breath. So, we'll try for some place else. Vinyl, if you and I pool our bits, we can find a cheap hotel, like you said earlier, Rainbow finally says. Sounds good? Yeah, alright, Vinyl sighs. Rainbow looks at me next. Sure, whatever, I respond listlessly. Rainbow's eyes linger on me a bit longer, and then she turns back to Vinyl. Looks like we got a plan. Just go there, get a hotel, and see this erratic guy. Then whatever, Rainbow summarizes for us. I think we should see erratic first. That way we'll know how long we're staying in town, Vinyl suggests sensibly. Rainbow pauses and then nods in agreement. So when exactly does this train leave? I interject. Vinyl starts and then looks at the tickets. In about half an hour. We should probably get moving, she reveals. Rainbow looks down at her food, which she hasn't been touching as much since we have been having a conversation. Then she lunges at the table, slurping down the food as fast as possible. I turn away in disgust, but that doesn't stop me from hearing her. Okay, I'm ready. Let's do this, Rainbow says when she's finally finished her breakfast. She gets up from the seat and is about to move, but Vinyl shoves a set of napkins in her face. What are these for? Your face, Vinyl points out, as there's bits of egg on Rainbow's muzzle. I can't help but chuckle a bit at her phrasing, and at Rainbow's indignant expression. The train station is surprisingly rather empty. I suppose it's because it's the middle of the week, and every pony is working. Hell, I haven't lived here long enough to know where the fuck all the ponies are during the week. Of course, even though I say that, there's still enough ponies here to piss me off. I hate crowds. I always have. Thankfully, we already have our tickets, so all we have to do is get on this train and go. The station is also nothing like I expected. I've never been to a train station, but I always thought the trains would be stored in some place safe from the elements, since having to perform maintenance on a train every damn day to keep it from accumulating rust must be a pain in the ass. Not here, though. The train station is literally just a tiny building with a sign hanging from it, telling you you're at a Ponyville train station. Gee, because I couldn't tell by the giant-ass train idling next to it. As for the train itself, the color scheme makes me want to puke. It's bright fucking pink. I mean, really, doesn't it cost a lot more to repaint the metal used to make the train? Or maybe everything in this world is brightly colored and ridiculous. Miss Scratch, your compartment is ready, says an official-looking stallion with a mustache. By official, I mean the most hilarious-looking thing ever. A pony with a mustache. How can you even have facial hair if you're already covered in fur? I don't even. If you'd allow me to assist with your luggage. Thanks a lot, dude, Vanna replies to the pony gratefully. Rainbow, you and Seth go on and get settled inside. I gotta help this guy with the cart. You got it? Come on, Seth, Rainbow exclaims. I follow her into the train compartment, which is smaller on the inside than I expected, and also completely empty of any ponies except for the two of us. We take our seats in the plush chairs, set up along the edges of the compartment. Though, for some reason, Rainbow decides to sit right next to me instead of giving me some space. I'm so excited! I heard the Wonderbolts are going to try a new trick today. I bought my tickets in advance, because there's no way I'm showing up to a sold-out theater. That was totally not cool, and Rainbow trails off when she notices how uninterested I look about what she's saying. She sighs. But I guess this isn't the time. Instead, Rainbow admits, and then she looks directly at me. So when are you going to tell me why you won't even accept even the simplest of favors? Really? You're going to bring this up now? I demand incredulously. Haven't I told you enough? We've been friends for 4 days. There's nowhere near enough time for me to trust you as much as I did Amaryllis. She was the only other person I told about Jana. It's as good as any time, right? So, when? And Rainbow is as obstinate as ever. Whatever, I'll just stall her a bit until Vinyl gets back. Then she'll shut up. Never. What? Come on, you gotta tell me something, right? Rainbow cajoles me, but it's not working at all. You say that like I'm obligated to tell you anything. Fuck you. I snap at her. Well, I guess you're right, but I want to help. Rainbow attempts to pull some puppy dog eyes with me as well, but it doesn't work even half as well as it does for Apple Bloom. I scoff and look away from her. Darn it, you're so stubborn. Like you're the one to talk, I retort. Don't tell me how you kept refusing to move unless I told you something previously. I'm not letting her get away with that again. Right there, and we're good. Vano helps the pony from before lever the carts into the back of the compartment, which keeps Rainbow from asking me any more personal questions. Thanks for the help. It's no trouble, ma'am. Have a nice day now, the stallion says with a bow, which looks awkward because he's a damn pony. He then leaves the train, probably to carry out other duties. All aboard! Like performing the most stereotypical train job ever. Go figure. Anyway, Vinyl sits on my other side, because sitting on the other side of the train from me is obviously too hard for them. A few moments later, the doors to the compartment shut, and the train whistle sounds. The train set off from the station, and it's not long before Ponyville disappears into the distance. It's an odd feeling, knowing that I'm leaving the only place I've ever known, since getting zapped into the future by a homicidal necromancer king pony, who then wiped out my entire race. Just writing that sentence makes me laugh at the utter absurdity of it all. So, Rainbow, tell me about Discord, I say, breaking the silence. Rainbow nods, looking a bit sheepish. It's a long story, but we do have maybe 2 or 3 hours before we get there. I suppose it started when Princess Celestia. Rainbow proceeds to tell me one of the most ridiculous tales I've ever heard. Like, when she finishes, I honestly thought she'd been fucking with me. But both her and Vinyl insist that it's true, and the princesses would back them up. So, apparently, there's 6 magical objects called the Elements of Harmony, which Rainbow used alongside Twilight, Pinky, Fluttershy, Rarity, and Applejack to seal Discord back up after he'd apparently gotten free a few months ago. Let's assume I believe any of this. This would explain why Rainbow kept referring to herself as the element of loyalty, since each piece of the Elements of Harmony embodies a different aspect of friendship. Which sounds so fucking stupid, I can't even take it. I don't see how magic fits into the group at all, unless they're trying to sell the idea that friendship is magic, which is also dumb as fuck. So, let me get this straight. This element of loyalty makes it so you can only be loyal. I ask, once my initial shock wears off. Because if this hunch is true, then Rainbow is only staying by me because of the dumb gem or whatever. Rainbow shakes her head vigorously. Nah, you got it all wrong. I'm not loyal because I'm the element of loyalty. I'm the element of loyalty because I'm loyal, she corrects me. Come again. Think about it this way. The Elements of Harmony don't make their bearers act like their respective aspect. Like, bearing the element of magic doesn't make Twilight a magical prodigy. Vinyl cuts in. Then what? I'm not finished. The elements choose their bearers based upon the current living pony who best represents their aspects. Applejack bears the element of honesty, because she already had that aspect within her. Vinyl completes. Ha! Too much at times. Applejack is honest to a fault, Rainbow jokes. She couldn't lie even if she tried. The whole Discord incident proved that. I think I get it. But this still seems a little too convenient. I'm supposed to just believe that you all are the pinnacles of all things friendship just because these magical artifacts say so? I say skeptically. Vinyl sighs. No, Seth, the elements don't work that way. Let me put it this way. They pick the ponies in which their aspects are the most prominent. Rainbow and her friends are good ponies. Not perfect, but good. And that's why the elements chose them. Vinyl reiterated. Listen to you. You'd almost think you were an element yourself, Rainbow remarked, grinning at her friend. Vinyl stuck her tongue out. With how much you brag about it, how can I not be an expert? Vinyl teases right back. So, I'm friends with what equates to a piece of Captain fucking Planet. With your friendship combined, we are the Elements of Harmony. I can't withhold a snicker. What's so funny? Rainbow asks curiously. Nothing. Just something that would make sense to a human, I explain. So this makes Twilight essentially hot. That's funny as hell. So how much longer do you think? Shouldn't be too much longer, Vinyl assures me. Maybe another half hour? Well then I'm taking a nap. Don't fucking wake me till I get there, I warn the both of them. Once I see them nod in acknowledgement, I adjust my position until I'm comfortable, and then I shut my eyes. Turns out I don't have to murder any of them, since I've woken up by the train screeching to a halt at the Canterlot station. This is it. I'm in the capital city of Equestria. This is the land I'm living in for the rest of my life. So I should probably care somewhat. Whoa, I can already tell this place is magnificent, just from what I can see outside the window. The station is so much fancier compared to Verneyville's. It's a light blue building that completely encompasses the train platform. Windows line the walls so I can see inside to the inner offices and waiting areas for the trains that use this line. There's a great deal of ponies on the platform, most of which are wearing fancy-looking clothes. That strikes me as odd, since barely any pony in Ponyville wears clothes except for special occasions, really. Fancy, I remark, letting Rainbow and Vinyl know that I'm awake. Oh, you haven't seen anything yet. The city is so cool, Rainbow comments. She hops off her seat, landing on 4 hooves. Vinyl stands as well. The doors to the compartment open, revealing a group of ponies that are looking to get inside. Of course, once they see us, they back off to give us space, though some of them look annoyed. Give me a hand with the cart, would you, Seth? Vinyl asks, waving me over with a hoof. Well, I am getting paid for all of this, so I might as well just get started. Together the 3 of us push the cart out of the train, finally allowing the overdressed ponies around us to step onto the train. Suddenly, a thought strikes me. Vinyl, I am not lugging this thing all around the city. Why don't you go find a Ratic, and Rainbow and I will take the cart and go find a hotel? I suggest. Vinyl pauses, thinking about my idea. That's actually a good idea. But how will I know where to meet you? Vinyl inquires. Shit, I did not think about that. Ponies don't have cell phones. I'll take care of that. Once we find a place, I'll fly over to the bar, Rainbow affirms. Well, thank you, Rainbow, because now I won't have to admit my oversight and look like a dumb fuck. Alright, sounds good. I'll go on ahead then, Vinyl says, nodding. See you in a bit. Vinyl moves ahead of us and disappears into the crowd, leaving Rainbow and I to push the cart ourselves. I look at Rainbow. I sure hope you know what you're doing. Well, I've never actually stayed overnight in Canterlot, Rainbow admits, and I can't help but facepalm. So it was a great idea, but my tour guide is useless. Then I guess we're wondering. Come on, help me push this shit through the station, I say in a resigned fashion. This isn't going to be fun. One thing I do notice about this place is the presence of the Royal Guard. There's 2 of them standing on either side of the entrance to the train station. They're different from the Ponyville Town Guard in that they're dressed in that same golden armor I saw Celestia's guards wearing. They aren't giving any other pony a second glance, but when they spot me, their composure breaks and they look at me in awe. And so does the rest of the population. All the ponies that see me turn their heads to follow me, their mouths open. Right, I forgot. The ponies in Ponyville are more or less used to my existence. And then there's these ponies that have never seen a human before. It's already starting to piss me off. Don't they have anything better to look at? I grunt to Rainbow. I'm glad she's here, or I might be snapping at the crowd again like I did in Ponyville. Cut 'em some slack. You're the first human in 3,000 years, Rainbow reminds me. A fact I am reminded of every time I see a damn pony, I growl quietly. Moving through the station, we finally enter the Canterlot streets. While we're pushing, I take a look around to try and get a sense of any surroundings. There's a lot of towering ivory buildings with purple tops and golden spires. I can also see decorative fountains and rivers and waterfalls throughout the place. This place reminds me ever so slightly of Minas Tirith in the way its interior is designed. Literally, the only differences are the rounded edges of the buildings, and the fact that there's actually some color. Oh, and also there's ponies. Most of the ponies around us I can get a clear look at, since most of them are looking at me. They're mostly unicorns, and every single one of them is dressed in super fancy clothes. I even think I saw a pony with a monocle walk by. Well, isn't that just the textbook fucking definition of classy? I bet they all think they're better than every pony else around them. I know how the upper class thinks. Hey, that says hotel! Rainbow cries out, pointing a hoof off to the side of the street. I look over at where there's a large sign posted there on the wall. I can't tell what it says. Still, I'm guessing it says hotel. That was a lot easier than I expected. Then again, it makes sense you'd have a hotel near a train station, since you'll have tourists coming in on a daily basis. Now let's just hope it's affordable, I say grimly. We push the car up to an open area just left of the entrance, so we don't block the ponies going in. They're doing a good job of that, all on their own, since they're looking at me. You go inside and check the pricing. I'll stay out here and guard the cart. Sounds like a plan. I'll be right back. Don't get lost, Rainbow acknowledges, and then she maneuvers her way through the crowd of ponies and into the hotel. So, I'm on my own in a crazy city filled with ponies that enjoy staring. I'm beginning to feel increasingly uncomfortable by all the attention I'm gathering, but there's not really much I can do about it except ignore. Excuse me, pardon the interruption, but I can't help but notice your exotic appearance. So much for ignoring. There's a pony talking to me. And? I say, transfixing the intruding pony with a stare. This pony is actually a stallion. Finally, I can talk to some pony who's not female. Big Mac doesn't count since he never talks anyway. Oh, if I've offended, I apologize. I'm just curious, you see. I've never seen a being quite like you before, the white unicorn says graciously, bowing his head in respect. Okay, I don't know how he is personally, but I like the respect he's showing me. Maybe I should describe him. So yeah, his coat's white, and his mane is a light bluish. He's also got this tiny green mustache on his muzzle, which I still think looks ridiculous on a pony. He's dressed in a black business suit, and there's a monocle in his right eye. You haven't? Isn't there some book series or another about us? I reply, somewhat surprised. I was under the impression that mostly every pony will have read those books, especially in Canterlot, where the literacy rate is probably much higher. If there is, I don't believe I've had the pleasure of reading them. If you don't mind, could you tell me which race you belong to? The unicorn asks curiously. I'm human. I'm Seth Rogers, I tell him shortly. I like that he's being so respectful, but I don't really feel like discussing my race. Human? Good gracious me, you're part of the race that predates ponies? I was unaware that any of you still existed. This is marvelous, the unicorn exclaims, adjusting his monocle so that he can see me clearly. Oh, do forgive my manners. I am Fancy Pants. It is an absolute joy to meet you, good sir. I have to try extremely hard to not laugh at his name. He's not even wearing pants, just that suit top. What a pretentious and ridiculous name. But, as long as he keeps acting this polite, I'll talk to him for a bit longer. Well, you're not wrong. I am the only one left of my kind, and I got here through magical means. I qualify, accepting the hoof that he's offering me to shake. That's a shame. Equestria is diminished by your absence, Fancy Pants says reverently, tipping his head once more. I have to hand it to this guy. He certainly has his way with words. Say, would you be willing to attend a garden party that I'm holding tonight? What? Did this random pony that I met a few seconds ago invite me to something? Why would he? Oh, so he really has been covering up that sleazy nature of his with politeness. What, so you can show me off to your upper-class friends? I snap bitterly. Fancy Pants looks horrified by my words. Good heavens, no! What kind of pony do you take me for? He protests. I barely know you, but I know how the upper class works. I bet it would look really good for you if you had a human at your party that you're hosting, I point out cynically. Fancy Pants looks at me with a neutral expression for a moment before he replies. Well, I can't say you're wrong. Being a part of the upper class, as you put it, does come with endless formalities and politics, and certainly there are ponies out there which would use you in such a fashion. But I assure you, my invitation came purely from my personal desire to speak with you further. We're speaking right now, aren't we? I respect him for admitting that the upper class is as I suspect, but he has yet to convince me that he's not out doing the same. Fancy Pants gives me a rueful smile. Yes, but alas, my schedule is booked for the rest of the day. Taking aside time to speak with you has eaten up my available free time. It's barely been a few minutes. How can your day be that packed, I demand. Ah, but it is true. In a few minutes, I have a meeting with several prominent merchant ponies with whom I have standing business contracts. Afterwards, I must attend a party held by the prince, as I was specifically invited. Then, before the garden party tonight, I have to run several errands for an acquaintance of mine, Fancy Pants explains. Okay, your day is that packed, I admit, earning a slight chuckle from him. Though I wonder who this prince is, since I was under the impression that Princess Celestia and Princess Luna were the country's rulers. I doubt I'll show up at this party of yours, though. I'm actually here on business. Ah, a shame. However, if by chance you do find yourself available, Fancy Pants says, nodding his head amiably. He then points up the street with his hoof. You'll find my penthouse if you follow this road up to the top, near the castle. Any guard should be able to direct you from there. I'll keep that in mind, I say encouragingly. I have no intention of going to this guy's party. I like his respect, but I don't trust his motives. That's all I can ask. Now then, it was a pleasure. I must be on my way, Fancy Pants says, bowing slightly again. All right, see ya, I reply. With a smile, Fancy Pants turns around and rejoins the crowd of ponies. I soon lose sight of him. Curiously enough, several of the ponies around me that have been staring at me are looking at me differently, almost with jealousy mixed with respect. Were they jealous of the fact that I was talking with this guy? How important is he exactly? Okay, the prize actually isn't that bad, Rainbow says. I turn, noticing her emerging from the hotel building. Easily affordable. That's good. Then I guess I'll wait here some more while you go find Vinyl. I respond, sighing. This waiting is getting old. I really want to explore some more. The populace aside, the architecture of this place is stunning, making me want to see more. Don't worry, it won't take that long. I am the fastest flyer in Equestria, after all, Rainbow brags. Also the most boastful. Get going already, won't you? I scoff. Rainbow sticks her tongue out at me, but she does fly away, leaving me alone once more. Everything is pretty boring for several minutes, but that changes when some pony else approaches me. I groan and I'm about to tell whoever it is to fuck off, but then I notice with shock that the new arrival is a royal guard. Excuse me, are you the human Seth Rogers? The guard asks me formally, his expression neutral. Yeah? What does the royal guard want with me? I reply hesitantly. Pissing off the law enforcement never ends well. I'm here to deliver a message. Are you prepared to receive it? The guard waits until he sees me nod before continuing. Very well. Princess Celestia requests your presence at the castle at the earliest convenience. That is all. Did I just get a royal summons? What the fuck does the royalty want with me now? Thank you, I say to the guard tersely, who nods and departs, his business concluded. I don't know how Celestia found out I was in Canterlot so soon. If this is the kind of speed I can expect from her, this just makes me want to stay out of her way more. Hell, she probably already knows about the whole Scorpios incident. A few minutes later, Rainbow returns with Vinyl, the both of them talking about something or another. When they reach me, I notice that Vinyl is grinning widely. Seth, you wouldn't believe this. We got booked for 3 nights. That's 600 bits in all. Holy shit, that's a lot of money, I comment. Looks like I'll be in Canterlot for a while. So, when's the first performance? Not tonight, since Erratic's got a band called Burning Medley playing tonight. It'll be for the next 3 days, so we'll be booking this hotel for 4 nights total, Vinyl answers. This means we get all of today to mess around. How cool is that? Rainbow says excitedly. Seth, I gotta show you the Wonderbolt's gift shop. That's right, but first we need to check in. Help me get this cart inside, Vinyl reminds her. From there, it's just a simple matter of pushing the cart through the crowd of ponies and into the hotel. Well, the hotel attendants took over that job for us, since apparently catering to our needs is a part of the service. Alright, fuck over some bits, Vinyl. I'll go pay for it, Rainbow says. Vinyl nods and passes a sack of jingling bits over to the Pegasus, who takes it over to the desk. She returns with a key for our new hotel room. I think we're on the 3rd floor. Lovely. We have to climb stairs to reach our room. That's going to get really old, I comment, since I'm probably going to be tired as fuck after every performance. I'm not relishing climbing 2 flights of stairs every night. Nothing for it, I guess. Do you want to go and check the rooms first, or go exploring? Vinyl asks, looking between Rainbow and I. Are you kidding? Let's go, Rainbow exclaims. Yeah, I agree. The room will still be here when we get back, I say. Of course, that has nothing to do with the fact that I apparently have to go to the castle to see the princess. Cool. In that case, I'm gonna check out some of the retro shops. See if they got any records I haven't bought yet. Vinyl responds. What about the rest of you? Seth and I are gonna go see the Wonderbolt's gift shop, Rainbow claims, looking at me with a smile. Yeah, actually, I need to go to the castle, I respond. That gets the 2 of them to look at me oddly. Really? What for? Rainbow asks. Apparently Celestia already knows I'm here and wants to see me, I explain. She sent a royal guard to tell me as such. In that case, yeah, you'd better get going. It's not polite to keep the princess waiting, Vinyl warns me. Rainbow, on the other hand, pouts at the fact that I can't go to the gift shop with her just yet. Then what am I gonna do? The flight show isn't until tomorrow, Rainbow laments. How long is this going to take, Seth? Hell if I fucking know. Just like, fly around or something, I reply, not really caring. You've lived most of your life without me around, so 1 night more shouldn't be that big of a deal. Well, I'm heading out. I'll see you 2 back here tonight, Vinyl tells us both, and then with a wave she leaves the hotel. Good luck, I guess, Rainbow says to me after Vinyl leaves. I shrug. I doubt it'll be anything more than just, oh, how's it going, and other such bullshit, I conjecture. Honestly, I'd rather not go. She summoned you, dude. You have to go, Rainbow admonishes me. Shut up, I know that, I grunt. I'm going right now. I guess I'll see you tonight or whatever. With that, Rainbow and I part ways, leaving me once again alone in the city.